What's up, y'all? This is Brian coming at you January 30th, 2020 on a 405 freeway in Los Angeles. I want to share some more thoughts about Kobe. Man, it's a trip. I think we all go through the phases of grieving, and again, I know everybody's not, on the same level with the grief, on different parts, but we go through the levels of grieving, and I feel like it makes sense to me that he's dead. I can say it and okay, it makes sense. I don't have to translate whoa, what the heck, he's gone. But I feel where I'm at right now is, I think, one of the final stages, which is legacy, which I consider legacy, which means that now I'm thinking about, man, what did this person leave behind that I want to take with me? And that's really big. I'm thinking a lot about that right now. And the sadness has kind of gone away because I feel like I'm already seeing so many positive things from what happened. Obviously, it wasn't positive that he died at all. But I'm seeing a lot of things, I'm seeing, people like 50 Cent, Shaq, talk about calling people up that they have beef with and resolve. I'm hearing about this girl dad, hashtag girl dad on Twitter. Fathers taking care of their daughters and, going on father-daughter dates. And I mean, people just trying to emulate the good parts of Kobe Bryant's life and the things that he really stood for. And I want to talk specifically about some of the things that made him a legend, and I think Kobe Bryant was, not so much different than a lot of us. I think obviously he was the best at what he did, his craft, which is basketball, but he really spoke out. He spoke out on a lot of things. Funny enough, a lot of things, he would speak out about as he was playing. I was not necessarily a fan of, how he went about doing it. But I think that's what made him a legend and made him great, is that he was very vocal about what he didn't like and what he liked, and he really spoke. He spoke very assertively and sometimes even aggressively about who he was, what he liked, who he didn't like, So anything he did, he went super hard at it, right? And not only that, but again, he spoke out about it. The time with his daughter and, seeing his daughter become great. He was really invested in that, and it got me to thinking. I personally struggle a lot with people pleasing. I'm a very nice guy, which is good in a lot of ways, but in a lot of ways it can be, I can tend to just avoid conflict and not want to say things that are, politically incorrect, or not wanting to say things that I really believe and feel, but may rub somebody else the wrong way. And I think with this Kobe death, they got me thinking just about my own Mamba mentality. And I love pursuing business and pursuing, being a great father, and doing my best. I have a little regimen myself where I wake up at 4 a.m., I stretch, I either go to work or I do the gym, and I come home, I'm always thinking about, how to be a better dad. I go for an hour prayer walk every day, and I'm constantly praying about my family and what I can do better. And so a lot of that I'm doing, right? And I think with this death, it's getting me to think more about, man, the importance of being assertive, and I think that's how you become great. And somebody like me, I'm kind of type A, I want to be great and excel at everything. And for those of you who are like that, I think, leave you with this message. Kobe was the kind of person, he spoke about what he believed. He wasn't afraid of conflict. He wasn't afraid to say something off the cuff. He wasn't afraid to do something, to take action. And that's something I see in his life with that Mamba mentality, besides the hard work that was really influential. And so that's something that I'm taking, where it's hey, I don't want to be afraid to confront something that I'm not okay with, or to confront something that I really want to do, and maybe I feel some fear about it, right? So I just wanted to leave you guys with that message. It really hit me today as I was thinking about it. Certain things remind me of him, and I'm just constantly thinking about it, and it brings up thoughts of man, why was he so celebrated? You know what I mean? Of course, he was a great basketball player, but again, beyond that, just, he really spoke up and he didn't give a bleep, you know what I mean, about what people said. And I think that's a part that a lot of us can take and be,
Take the exit on the right.
a lot of us can take and be inspired by. So yeah, don't be afraid to speak up, speak out. Obviously, do it in a respectful way. Do it in a way that, you know, is respectful to people. But speak up, speak out about what you feel. All right, y'all. Have a good day. Peace.